Hey everybody, it's me, Bigfoot, Michigan, Rob, BMR. You guys, every Friday I put out an encounter story. The last two that I put out did very well. You guys really gave a great response. In fact, some of you would like me to do it more than once per week. Well, I'm going to make an attempt to do that. Today is Tuesday. I want you to leave in comments if you want me to continue on, how many times you want me to do it. This story, you guys, is going to blow you away. It blew me away. Part of this reminds me kind of what on the encounter that I had, just a part of it. And those of you that know my story will know what I'm talking about. But this, you guys, oh, I call this the Wild Woman of Persia, northwestern Iran, 1995. I was staying with my nanny close at her house in the Zagros Mountains. It was early evening, and we were sitting on the porch on traditional Persian seats covered in Persian rugs and big throw pillows. We were having bread and cheese. It was hazy, it was windy. We see this black object on top of a hill, which we thought could have been a bear. I was about 15 at the time. Then it started speeding towards us on all fours and squatted in front of us about 15 feet from the porch. We saw what looked like a disheveled naked woman with hair all over her body except her chest. She had sagging breasts and a baby on her shoulders. She was probably about 5.5 feet tall while squatting because that's about how tall I was at that time. My nanny screamed and grabbed me. She had gray skin and a huge mouth. Her expression was like she was worried and angry all at the same time. It is hard to explain. She opened her mouth wide, very wide, and it almost looked like her bottom jaw detached from the top. Does that sound familiar, folks? Similar to what happened to me. You could have fitted two oranges in there. She stuck her tongue out and stretched her left arm out and showed the palm of her hands and spoke in Persian. She speaks in Persian now, you guys. Give some. So we threw her bread, she grabbed it and stood up, but she was still sort of bent over. At that point, she was about twice as tall. She lifted the baby and she held it. Then she ran it off. It took her about 2 seconds to run about 60 feet. My nanny told me it was a type of ape. She said they scream at nights in the forest. She said their screams could be heard continuously when they were hungry or on the prowl for food to feed themselves and their infants. A few days later, the screams became louder and appeared as though now there had been more than just one of these creatures or wild women. In looking through my window, I saw not one but three of these hairy women, again with children, perched upon their shoulders. This time, as a group, in Persian, they said, want you, want you. Again, my nanny screamed aloud and rushed me beneath the stairwell in our home. Today, at age 25, I only remember the screams, and I can't recall what happened to my nanny or my parents for that matter. I woke up with an entirely different family and cannot recall anything since being terrified under that stairwell 10 years ago. This really gets me at the end here. 10 years. 10 years goes by, doesn't remember anything. Living with a different family, doesn't say what family she's living with. For all I know, she could be a wild woman now herself. I doubt it. She published this encounter story. I really wish there would have been more. I'm going to dig deeper. If you want me to dig deeper, I will. Leave in the comments if you like more than one story per week, encounter story that is. I am Bigfoot Michigan Rob. Please subscribe to my channel. Please share it out. Also subscribe to Tex. We have 5 shows per week. As most of you know, they're awesome. You guys are awesome. And I hope to see you again soon. BMR's out.